Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And I know the Kusanagi trailer has been out for a little bit now, but the Psyche trailer was just released yesterday, and I was actually kind of wanting to wait until both these trailers come out at the same time, so that way I could discuss both of them, what I like, maybe what I didn't like about them, because for the most part, I'm really happy with what I've seen in these trailers. So we'll start off with Kusanagi. Let's check this out, guys. Yui Kusanagi. He looks more badass, like aesthetically. You're definitely going to see some familiar movesets. A little bit different than what we've seen with SS Kusanagi, but not much. Now this is my favorite part right here. Easily the best part to me. I love his voice. Man, that 3PG is sick. That is fire. That is fire. But, you know, the rest of his skills pretty much look like almost, not identical, but almost a copy and paste of what we've already seen with Kusanagi. But let's be frank, you know, Netmod was trying to represent this character in all his trueness, right? And trying to respect the source material. And they did a really great job with that, right? I mean, this guy, I mean, this is Kusanagi. This is a lot of what he does in the original KOF game. And I'm pretty happy with it, but the 3PG really for me, guys, is the huge distinction other than just being a UE character compared to the SS version of him, right? But God almighty, that 3PG is just sick. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. And when you take a look at Kusanagi's skills, right? You take a look at his skills, you're going to see a lot of the same, you know, effects, right? Right? He does that little double kick and he does a spin. It's a little bit different with the UE version. A little bit, right? I think they put that in his basic attacks, that skill there. Right? Nice. Then you see the default. Okay. With the default in his UE version, he just throws out a big old flame. But the 3PG is really like, that's the huge difference. Like, as much as I've always loved this 3PG, the one that he's getting for that UE is sick. That is absolutely sick. So let's take a look at Psyche's trailer and see what we think about that. All right.
Here comes a new challenger.
Okay, Psyche looking good. Triple question mark. True form. Nice. Okay, sick fear. I like it. Lots of hits. This is really the icing on the cake for me. Again, the 3PG guys, really great job on that 3PG. Now, I do have a couple little criticisms for this character. So something that players might not be aware of, in the original KOF 13 game where Psyche is the boss, he doesn't really throw out, he doesn't do any basic attacks. So what Netmod has essentially done with the characters, they created a little rock throwing thing that he does, which is pretty funny, right? I know there's actually kind of like probably going to be some memes about Psyche like literally throwing rocks. Like I'm not gonna lie, guys, when I first saw that, I thought, that's a little wacky. But let's be honest, you know, whenever you're playing with this character, you're going to be using his skill 1, 2, and 3, his default, his 3PG, more than anything. The basic attacks are really useful for building up PG, and honestly, they can be really great in PvP as well. But those rocks do have range, so we'll have to see how that really plays out. But his skills look amazing. Like, they are a little bit different. But they're very representative of what he did in the original game. I love the default's badass, guys. That's sick. All right, and then it's this 3PG. So a little critique that I actually had when I originally saw this is the way he looks. Right? So whenever I was looking at him, I thought, man, wait a minute. Now in the original version, he just had like a black cloak above his face, around his hands, that just kind of, you know, floated around him, right? Whereas in this version, this is more clean cut looking. You can actually see what he looks like you can actually see the details in his face. However, whenever you look at old gameplay footage for Psyche, you'll notice, guys, that, you know, you'll see over in the top right hand corner of the screen, I'm just going to go ahead and pause it. Over in the top right hand corner of the screen, you can see that his detail is all there. You can actually see his face, the black cloak isn't covering it. So Netmarble really just tried to encapsulate that and just tried to make him look like what he did in the original game. Yes, whenever you're looking at the character actually playing, you can see there's just like a black cloak around his face. You can see the black around his hands. But in the icon next to his life bar, you can actually see that there is detail in his face. So Netmarble was actually just trying to mimic that. So big shout out to Netmarble for paying such close attention to what Psyche actually looked like in the old game, other than what he looks like whenever you're actually playing with him. And whenever you look at his skills, guys, like, you check his skills out. I just love the floating auras around him in the original version. And this here, we saw the skill in the UE version of him where it's just more clean, right? You just see more detail in the actual animations. And I think for, you know, being 2023, that probably isn't a bad idea at all. They really tried to respect the source material as much as possible. At least I believe they did. And you see the little smack there. Right now, there's something I would have liked to see, and I think he does do it, but it was really hard to tell in the skill preview of the YouTube trailer. But in the old game, he would throw out these blotches that would actually encapsulate the opponent, which was actually pretty damn cool. And then you're gonna notice right afterwards, he's going to do his 3PG. So in the old game, obviously it was a 2D game, so you just seen this in a 2D version. Whereas with the UE version, right, we're doing a 3D version. We're doing a frontal version of this 3PG, and it looks so, in my opinion, I just think it looks so much better than what it actually did in the original game. Like, I think the new version is sick. Really, really cool the way that they did it, right? And you see the blotches dropping down. I don't think he really does that. But yeah, I mean, guys, and he, like I said, in the old game, all he did was just a bunch of skills. He really didn't do any basic attacks at all. But I mean, just a badass looking character. And, you know, this guy, like, he just looks awesome, man. He looks really, really good. I'm actually very, very happy with the way that Psyche actually turned out. But I would have liked his voice to be a little bit more like the original KOF version. That voice was demonstrous, right? It was just dark. They did a good job with the new UE version, but I think the old version was still better, especially as far as the voice is concerned. But aesthetically wise, the 3PG wise, the skills look absolutely amazing. We'll have to see about the whole rock throwing thing, guys. But guys, let me know what you think about both these trailers for both these characters. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. to 7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.